No annoying intro, let's just get to the juice. Number 1. Most healthy breakfasts aren't healthy at all. They're just sugar-wearing gym clothes. Cereal, fruit juice, flavored yogurt, granola bars. These look clean, but they digest fast and hit your bloodstream hard. Your blood sugar spikes, insulin floods in, and for a short moment, you feel fine. Then it drops. That drop is why your focus disappears, your mood dips, and you're starving again by mid-morning. Here's the uncomfortable part. A standard bowl of cereal with orange juice can raise your blood sugar more than a can of soda. There's barely any protein, almost no real fiber, and nothing slowing digestion down. Your body processes it like dessert, not fuel. That light feeling people praise after breakfast isn't health, it's instability. And when this becomes your daily routine, your body learns to expect crashes. So you reach for coffee, then snacks, then more sugar. Here's how you fix it. Anchor breakfast around protein first. Eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or leftovers from dinner. Add fat to slow digestion. Keep sugar low, not zero, but controlled. If breakfast doesn't keep you full for 4 to 5 hours, it's not working. If you're exhausted by 10 a.m., it's probably not your sleep, it's your breakfast. Number 2, multitasking. Multitasking doesn't make you productive. It makes you slower, sloppier, and more stressed. Your brain can't do 2 thinking tasks at the same time. What you call multitasking is just task switching. You bounce between tabs, messages, and quick checks. And every switch has a cost. Your brain has to reload context, what you were doing, what matters, what the next step is. That reload burns focus like fuel. That's why you can work for 2 hours and still feel like you did nothing. You were busy, but not effective. And the worst part is, you don't notice the damage while it's happening. You just feel foggy, impatient, and behind. Here's the scary detail. People who multitask a lot actually get worse at ignoring distractions. Even when they try to focus, their brain keeps scanning for the next interruption, like it's addicted to new. Here's how you fix it, fast. Do one task, one window, phone out of reach. Set a timer for 20 minutes and don't switch, no matter what. Batch distractions. Check messages only at the end of the timer. If something feels urgent, write it down. Don't act on it. You don't need more time. You need fewer switches. Number 3, staying informed. Staying informed sounds responsible, but constant news consumption quietly makes your thinking worse. Breaking news isn't designed to make you understand anything. It's designed to grab attention. So, your brain gets trained to chase urgency, novelty, and outrage instead of depth. You jump from headline to headline, event to event, without context, without resolution. You feel informed, but your mental model of the world gets noisier, not clearer. Most of what you consume never changes a single decision you make. You don't act on it, you don't use it. It just sits there, taking up attention and emotional bandwidth. Here's the part people underestimate. Negative news triggers a real stress response in your body. Cortisol goes up. Heart rate changes. And it happens even when the event is thousands of kilometers away and has zero impact on your life. Here's how you correct it. Stop consuming news reactively. No scrolling, no push alerts. Instead, choose 1 or 2 fixed times per week to catch up on long-form summaries. Prefer analysis over headlines. If a piece of information doesn't change your actions, it doesn't deserve daily access to your mind. Number 4, comfort purchases. Buying things to feel better doesn't fix the problem. It quietly trains your brain to create more of it. Retail therapy works for one reason: dopamine. You feel bored, stressed, or uncomfortable, and your brain looks for relief, so you browse. You imagine the upgrade, the improvement, the new version of your life. For a moment, you feel lighter. Then the package arrives. The feeling fades fast. Your baseline drops back down, sometimes lower than before. Now the original discomfort is still there, plus a subtle sense of regret or emptiness. Here's the part most people miss. The biggest dopamine spike happens before you buy, not when you own the thing. That means your brain starts craving the chase, not the solution. Over time, discomfort becomes a trigger to spend instead of a signal to think, rest, or fix something real. Here's how you correct it. Insert friction between urge and purchase. When you want to buy something for comfort, write it down and wait 48 hours. Ask one question. What feeling am I trying to avoid right now? Fix that first. If you still want the item after the urge passes, it's probably a good purchase. 5. Motivation. Motivation is one of the biggest productivity lies. It feels powerful, but it's unreliable and mostly useless. If you wait to feel motivated, you're basically outsourcing your life to your mood. And moods are random. They depend on sleep, stress, hunger, weather, dopamine, and whether you scrolled too much last night. So you end up in a cycle. You don't act because you don't feel ready. Then you feel worse because you didn't act. Here's the truth. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. The first 5 minutes are the hard part. Once you start, your brain gets proof. I'm doing it. That proof creates momentum, and momentum starts to feel like motivation. Here's the surprising part. People who rely on routines tend to feel more motivated long-term than people who chase inspiration, because routine removes negotiation. There's no debate, no drama, no waiting. Here's how you correct it. Stop asking, do I feel like it? Ask, what's the smallest version I can do right now? Make it automatic. Same time, same trigger, same starter step. 2 minutes counts, because the goal isn't motivation. The goal is consistency. Number 6, sitting normally. Sitting normally is one of the most normalized ways people wreck their body. Chairs lock your hips in a bent position for hours. That shortens hip flexors, shuts down glutes, and teaches your lower back to do work your hips should be doing. Your spine gets compressed, your shoulders roll forward, and your neck cranes toward screens. Even if you sit with good posture, you're still stuck in the same position, and your body hates that. The problem isn't sitting once. It's sitting without interruption. Your circulation slows, muscles go inactive, and your body starts adapting to the shape you spend the most time in. Here's the scary detail. Long sitting time is associated with higher mortality risk, even if you work out. Meaning you can hit the gym and still get punished for 8 to 10 hours of stillness. Here's how you correct it. Don't obsess over perfect posture. Obsess over movement breaks. Every 30 minutes, stand up for 60 seconds. Walk to the kitchen, do 10 air squats, stretch your hip flexors, hang your arms back. If you can, take meetings standing and put your screen slightly higher. You don't need a new chair. You need more interruptions. Number 7, being nice all the time. Being nice all the time feels safe, but over time, it quietly costs you respect and self-respect. When you avoid conflict, you teach people something important. You teach them that your boundaries are flexible, that your time, energy, and needs can be negotiated away with enough pressure. So, requests increase, expectations grow, and resentment starts building under the surface. You tell yourself, you're being kind. But what you're really doing is delaying discomfort and multiplying it later. The relationship doesn't improve. It degrades quietly, fueled by unspoken frustration. Here's the surprising part. People who never say no report higher stress than people who occasionally upset others, because their nervous system is constantly bracing, constantly accommodating, constantly suppressing honest responses. Here's how you correct it. Replace automatic yes with a pause. I need to think about that. Buys you space. Say no early when it's small instead of exploding later. State boundaries without over-explaining. Discomfort in the moment is cheaper than resentment over time. Number 8, optimization obsession. Optimization obsession feels like progress, but it's usually procrastination with better branding. When you're optimizing, you're hunting for the perfect routine, the perfect app, the perfect system, the perfect plan. And it always sounds responsible. You're setting yourself up for success. But what you're really doing is delaying the only thing that creates results, starting. Here's how it traps you. You keep tweaking inputs instead of producing output. You redesign your schedule instead of doing the work. You watch 10 reviews instead of doing 1 rep. And because optimization feels productive, you don't feel guilty, even as weeks pass. The dirty truth is that progress comes from slightly suboptimal actions done consistently, not perfect actions done rarely. Here's the surprising detail. High performers spend less time planning than average performers. They start faster, get real feedback sooner, and adjust later. Their plan isn't a document, it's a loop. Do, notice, fix, repeat. Here's how you correct it. Set a hard cap on planning. 10 minutes, then action. Use a simple rule. If it won't matter in 2 weeks, don't optimize it today. Pick the good enough tool and lock it for 30 days. And when you catch yourself tweaking, ask, what is the next physical action I can do in the next 60 seconds? Do that. Momentum beats optimization every time. That's it for this one. I'll make more videos like this. Subscribe to see them, because comfort is expensive and clarity is rare. If this helped you, like the video and leave a comment. That feedback genuinely motivates me to make more of these educational breakdowns.